Well, Carlos, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to be here. How excited are you guys? It's next month now. You guys are down here.
Yeah, we're so excited for this, new highlight in our long career to be able to go this far, like literally.
Yeah, literally the opposite end of the whole world. You're going to feel it once you get on that plane and make that trip all the way down. Trust me, I've done it before. It's it's a long one, but nearly 25 years. It's about time you guys made it down here. What have you got in store for the Australian audience? I'm sure you guys are just pumped up to get to it.
Sure, sure, because you never know what you will find in every place you visit, and every audience is different. And we have Australian friends ourselves, of course, and we can, have a grasp of what's going on there by talking with them. But it's never the same. People can explain things, but there's nothing like going there and experience by yourself. And yes, definitely this happened like out of nowhere, and right now is one of or it's like a kind of a dream come true because you when you start playing you never imagine to be able to perform your music in front of people, and that there are people interested in your music this far from
Yeah.
where you are, so yeah, definitely it feels special for the band.
No, it is a special thing, and it's a powerful thing about music because it really does transcend all across the seas. It doesn't matter how far everyone is, it can really bring everyone together at the end of the day. It's something we all, as humans, have in common, whether might not be everyone's style of music, but I think the metal music in particular tends to bond people. Like, people don't just get into, progressive death metal for a couple of months and then, they're back to pop music. It's definitely a bit more of a lifestyle, wouldn't you say?
Yes, because I think this kind of music in general, like the music speaks for really primal feelings in
Mm,
human, life. Because everyone can have an interpretation of the sounds that they are getting.
yeah.
And when we talk about, I don't know, aggression or I don't know, like um, trans transformation or transcending, the music can be a really powerful tool.
Mm,
And sometimes you connect with it. It's not the same, like, you can find a person and you can connect with the person by talking, but before they start talking, maybe you connect, way before, just because of the feeling you get from that person, even if you don't know this particular human being before, maybe by a video, and you connect with something and you cannot point the finger on what it is. With music, it's even broader, in my opinion,
mm.
because you cannot explain what's going on within you when you listen to that, whatever you are listening to. But what I have found by touring a lot is that the feelings people get from in this case our own music and messages is kind of the same everywhere, and that means that we are all the same in every place, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that you mentioned that. You tour all these different places, but people get that same feeling, that same message. That's wild because people are from different walks of life, different countries, even different states, different cities are very, very
Definitely.
different from one another. So to kind of find that commonality between them all through music, it's a beautiful thing. And that's kind of the reason we love it so much.
Yes, because I know in this age we are living right now, it looks like everyone we're trying to separate ourselves from other people by
Mm.
being special, Your band needs to be more special than the other one.
Yeah.
Your guitar playing has to be unique. Your whatever your life has to be like a posters of something that never, this you have social media. It's like everyone is
Yeah.
telling to you the new thing. And in our perspective as a band, we are trying to aim for the opposite, which is we are all the same and we
Mm.
have the same struggles. If you have money, I don't have money, it's the huge difference, but you will suffer from the same, existential
Yeah.
suffering I'm suffering, because life is complex. And I think since music is the universal language, because it's a humbling thing for everyone, because when you are in a show or maybe listening to music by yourself, but in a show when you have a lot of human beings with you and you don't know them because there are a lot of people, but you connect with all of them at the same time and you don't know their background or the place or the
Yeah.
country or whatever shit they are into. And that's why we really feel the skill to make music something that comes with some responsibility, and we really want to, tap into that when we travel and when we write.
No, and you mentioned it a second ago as well, and it's an interesting thing. Was there any ever pressure when the big rise of social media and your TikToks and everything to attempt to do something like that? Maybe not as crazy as other people do it, like, and Alex Terrible. I swear every time I scroll, he's on the screen. But was there any temptation to kind of go, oh, we'll try this social media thing, or do you just let the music speak for itself at the end of the day?
I think this is a paradox itself because if you're talking with me, like Carlos, like a personal thing,
Mm,
I really don't like social media myself, but I'm living in the real world, and it's like the other day we were playing in a festival here in Europe in Denmark, and we tried to spend time together as a band or as much as possible, and we
yeah,
tried to have these conversations in without cell phones, like we put the topic, and then we were talking about social media, and we all agree that social media is not the way, but it's the tool to get on the
mm,
way, but you can get lost on it as well
oh, yeah.
because my primal reaction to it is kind of negative all the time because I feel like like everyone is screaming at me, and
Yeah,
everyone speaks so fast and everyone wants my attention so bad,
yeah,
even when I like the content that I'm looking for, but and then people around you are pushing you in a good way, like you should do the same because this is working and you want to be successful because you want people to know you because then blah 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 blah. And at the end of the day, no, my experience is no matter how much you grow as a professional, you will always want more.
yes.
So yeah, I remember when I started playing, like I want to play one show, then it was two, then it was international, then it was I want to go to Japan, and then I want to play in the Wacken, and then you cut yourself in that kind of wheel, and then if it doesn't resonate with you, it makes no sense to pursue it. But as a matter of fact, as a band, you have the label, and then you have people use that to connect. So we need to use it, and we will try to make the best out of the use. We make it by making it kind of meaningful or aesthetically,
Yeah.
appealing of what we want to do as a band. But yeah, it's something that we talk about a lot.
Yeah, no, because it is an interesting thing, but you kind of hit the nail on the head as well. If it's something you don't want to pursue and you're forcing yourself to do it, that's when you're going to sacrifice the art for the promotion. And that's when you start hating what you're doing. And that's when you might want to stop what you're doing. And that's the kind of last thing you want to do.
But if you think on that as a, let's say, if we think on that as a way of communication,
Hmm.
it's the same as trying to learn a language. My main language is not English. It's Spanish or Catalan now, but it's English. But I learned to speak English. Why? Because I want to connect with other people that use the same way of communication,
Yeah.
and it's nothing wrong about it. But I could use the language to be rude or to be, I don't know,
Hmm.
stupid or whatever, but I choose not to. And it's not about the way of communication itself because I like to think that everyone should be responsible of what we are doing.
Yeah.
And then if I'm using social media, it's not social media's fault if I do whatever. It's my fault to use it in the way, I don't want to. So no one is pointing to me with a gun, but I understand the world I'm living in, and I really need to, play along,
Yeah.
but trying not to lose myself in the process.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very good way of putting it. I've never heard anyone mention it. And you're right. It is kind of like it's not, yeah, it's the way you use, I think it's anything. It's even the way you drive a car. If I drive it off road and, crash through people, well, whose fault's that? It's not the car's fault. It's me at the end
Yes,
of the
yeah.
day. So, yes. So, no, well, getting back to it, because you mentioned Milestones playing in Wacken, going to Japan. Now you're coming all the way down to Australia. Was there ever before this a pinch me, I'm dreaming moment? Like, you started this band back in the early 2000s. And then was there ever a moment you stepped out or you did something where you're just like, wow, never in a million years could I have dreamed this actually happened?
Do you have a band yourself?
I used to. I'm
You
trying
used to.
to again with my brother. We're writing some music, so it's getting exciting. But yeah, yeah. So
That's
I have
great.
played live. Yeah,
I said that because the to answer your question, we feel exactly the same as any band that is starting right now. Even when we have all these, years behind and
Yeah.
many experiences. Those moments where you think, what is going on here? What I'm doing here? Or is this really happening? Happened many times in different levels.
Yeah.
Because, first show was like, this is happening. And it was like the best thing ever. And I can tell you that it felt kind of similar of first time in Japan or first time at Wacken. It's the same vibe. It's like you have this goal in your head and then you find it. But for some reason, sometimes when you talk with other musicians, because I've been there. I remember I played my first international festival in Germany.
Yeah.
And I was we played with Dark Tranquility, and
Oh,
I'm a
wow.
huge fan.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'm talking about 2007 or something like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, yeah, this is a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I was like that. I was like, I remember looking at the bill, and I was like the huge name, and then my band was really small in some, corner, but I was so happy to be in the same place as a band I cherish that much. And then we were there, and I was so happy about it, and I felt like fulfilled because it was like, dude, this is happening. We're playing with these guys. And then one of the band members talked with another guy of other band, and he come to me. These guys, they told me they have played in the Prop Power USA this year, and they are way younger than we are. And I remember feeling bad about it, So
Yeah.
because it's about perspective.
Yeah.
So those moments happen all the time. It will happen when we tour your beautiful country in October. It will happen for sure.
Yeah.
If you really open your eyes, there are many of those moments, and you don't need those moments to be like super epic all the time. Of course, Wacken or Hellfest, of
Yeah.
course, for
Yeah.
sure. But releasing the first album with this little crappy record label, it felt the same.
Yeah.
Signing with management, it was crazy good. First time I got an endorsement deal with this whatever, it was beautiful as well, or the moment you play a new song live and people is there willing to listen to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the obvious answer is like, of course we have these huge, milestones that every band and every musician wants to do, and it's beautiful, but there are many others that you will have as well, and it feels kind of the same, I have to say.
That's a really good thing as well, because it's one of those things of enjoy everything, enjoy the moments that you're in. And you could say that at all points of life. So,
Yeah.
no, I love hearing that. I love absolutely hearing that as well. And can't wait to see you guys down here. I'm going to try and catch you at the Sydney show. It's a awesome too. You even get a headline show in Adelaide as well. So you kind of get to do a little bit of everything while you're down here and see the
Yeah.
country. So it's very exciting.
More pressure, because we're playing with beautiful bands, so we can't rely on their quality to play crap. Hopefully not, but if you have beautiful bands with views, like, okay, people will be happy at the end of the show, so don't worry.
That's a good way of thinking about it. No, I love that. Well, I wish you all the safe travels. Is there anything you want to say to the fans before I let you go tonight?
For sure, to anyone that is tapping into this, first things first, thank you for your time, because time is the most valuable thing you have. So spending it with us is a beautiful thing. And then enjoy life and don't get, dragged into this nonsense of feeling bad every single day, because life is beautiful and we only have one. That's my message.
Ah, and what a beautiful message. I think we'll sign off there. Carlos, thank you. I wish you all the best when you come down here. Thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you,
Bye-bye.
hopefully.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.